The evening felt unusually still, as if the whole forest was holding its breath. The sun was slowly fading behind the trees, leaving behind a soft golden glow that touched everything gently, and then began to disappear. Shadows stretched longer. The warmth faded, and in that quiet, something fragile was breaking. On a thin, trembling leaf sat a butterfly. Her wings were once full of color, alive, radiant, almost magical. But now they were torn, faded, and weak, as if the sky itself had rejected her. She didn't move. She didn't even try. It wasn't just that she couldn't fly anymore. It was that she had stopped believing she ever could. "I just wanted to fly," she whispered, her voice barely there. Just once more, without falling. Her eyes slowly closed, and a tear slipped down, falling silently into the emptiness below. Down on the ground, an ant walked along his narrow path, carrying a small piece of food on his back. Step by step, steady and disciplined, he moved forward without hesitation. His world was simple: walk, carry, return. There was no space for pause, no time for distraction, until something touched the ground beside him. A drop, then another. He stopped. The ant looked up. It wasn't rain. It was sorrow. High above him, he saw her, the butterfly, still, broken, alone in a way that even silence couldn't comfort. Something inside him, something quiet, something unfamiliar, refused to let him go. Slowly, he turned back. "Why are you crying?" he called out, his voice softer than he expected. The butterfly didn't answer at first. It was as if the question itself hurt too much. But after a long silence, her voice came fragile, almost broken. "My wings," she said, struggling to speak. "They don't listen to me anymore. I really try, but they won't carry me. And without flying..." She paused, her voice shaking. "I don't know who I am anymore." The ant listened in silence. He didn't understand the sky. He didn't understand wings, but he understood loss. He understood what it meant to be small in a world that never notices you. He understood what it felt like to be alone. "I can't fix your wings," he said quietly. The butterfly gave a faint, empty smile. "I know," she whispered. "No one can." There was a long pause between them, the kind of silence that feels heavy but honest. Then the ant spoke again, gently, carefully, as if choosing each word with his heart. "But maybe I can help you reach somewhere safe." The butterfly let out a soft, tired breath. "You're too small," she said. "You can't even reach me." The words weren't cruel, just true. The ant looked around him. The distance was overwhelming. The height felt impossible. Everything about it said one thing: this cannot be done. But then he noticed the ground. Tiny twigs, broken leaves, small, forgotten pieces of the forest scattered everywhere. And in that quiet moment, something shifted. He didn't argue. He didn't try to convince her. He simply began. He picked up a small twig and carried it forward. Then another. Then another. Step by step. Trip after trip. Sometimes he slipped and fell. Sometimes the pieces dropped from his back. Sometimes he stopped, exhausted, wondering if it was all meaningless. But every time he paused, he remembered her voice, and he continued. Above him, the butterfly watched. Time passed slowly. The sky grew darker, the air grew colder, and still, the ant didn't stop. "Why are you doing this?" she asked at last, her voice softer now, filled with something she hadn't felt in a long time. "You don't even know me." The ant paused. He looked up at her, his small figure barely visible in the fading light. "I don't need to," he said, and for a moment, the world felt different. The butterfly's eyes filled again, but this time, the tears weren't only from pain. They were from being seen, from being cared for, when she thought she had been forgotten. Slowly, carefully, the ant continued building. Piece by piece, he created a narrow, fragile path. Something that shouldn't have existed. Something no one would have expected. When it was finally enough, he stepped back. "You can try now," he called gently. The butterfly hesitated. Fear wrapped around her like a shadow. What if she fell? What if she failed again? But then she looked at the ant. So small, yet still standing, still believing. She took a step. The path shook. Her wings trembled. Another step. The wind brushed past her, threatening to pull her away. "Don't rush," the ant said softly. "I'm here." Step by step, breath by breath. She moved forward, holding on to the smallest thread of courage left inside her. And then she reached the end. The moment her feet touched the ground, she collapsed. Not from defeat, but from relief. She was safe. For a while, neither of them spoke. The forest, once silent and cold, now felt warm, alive in a quiet, gentle way. After some time, the butterfly spoke again. "Why?" she asked softly. "Why would someone so small do something so big?" The ant didn't answer immediately. He simply looked at her, then gave a small, calm smile. "Because sometimes," he said, "the smallest hearts feel the deepest." The butterfly closed her eyes, and for the first time in a long, long while, she felt at peace. As the night slowly faded and the first light of morning touched the trees, something inside her began to change. Her wings were still torn, still fragile, but they didn't feel as heavy anymore. She moved them gently. Once, then again, and then, with a quiet, uncertain hope, she lifted. Not high, not far, but enough. Enough to remind her. She wasn't broken beyond repair. Enough to remind her she could still try. She hovered for a moment, her heart beating softly with something new, something fragile, but real. Hope. She looked down. The ant was already walking away. No pride, no pause, no need for thanks. Just quietly returning to his path, as if what he had done was nothing at all. But it wasn't nothing, because that night, a tiny ant didn't just build a path of twigs and leaves. He built a bridge between despair and hope, between loneliness and understanding, between giving up and trying again. And sometimes, that is all it takes to help someone remember how to fly.